Hi, my name is TJ, and I am a project manager and salesman with Pioneer Pole Building. Here at Pioneer, we're happy to offer pole building structures and also residential re-roofing. Today, we're going to take you on a tour of our facility, show you our trim building, our display building, and even take you on a job site. We offer coverage over 7 states, so if you're watching this and you need more space, make sure to give Pioneer Pole Buildings a call. Welcome to our warehouse here at Pioneer. Any and all materials that we use on our job sites come to our warehouse first. Once they come to the warehouse, they are inspected for quality assurance. We obviously don't want to send out materials that are broken or damaged to our sites. So they are inspected by our staff here at Pioneer, and they are stored in-house, obviously to keep them protected from the elements. The warehouse is broken into 2 divisions. We have a division down here where we store our larger items, our windows, our doors, our trusses. We're going to take you out to a job site later where you will see the trusses on site. So we have all of our bigger items, our wood, some of our steel, and other items down here. That's all stationed in this part of the building. Down at the other end of our warehouse are the smaller items, the washers, the nuts, the bolts, the screws. All that does come together at one point for each job, and we are able to store them. Well, we stack them in a box here, and we label them for each job. So we have a Tompkins job all ready to go. We opened up a box here just to kind of show you what one would look like, all packed and loaded. So you have your Cobra vent. This would go at the top of your roof to help your roof breathe, keeps any and all debris out. You have your wooden stakes, your washers, your screws, everything's stacked in there. And we have a checklist to make sure that when it's packed, it is all packed, marked off with the correct color. Again, this is all just comes down to quality control to make sure that we have good products, they're all packaged correctly, and they're ready to go. So when the crew gets there that day, it helps them work fast and effectively in getting your building erected. Again, we will take you out to a job site a little bit later. Well, you will see these items actually being used. The biggest one would be our trusses. You'll meet with one of our foremans out there. One thing that does help Pioneer and separates us from some of our competitors is our trusses. What we use is a 2x6 upper and lower cord in our trusses. This is your upper cord and your lower cord. Some companies do use 2x4s. We like a 2x6. It helps us with building strength and overall sag. So that's one of the many aspects of Pioneer that helps separate us from our competition. Welcome to our newest addition here at Pioneer. This is our custom trim building. So out here in this warehouse, we have Landis working the Vario bend, and he's able to make any and all trim pieces that we would need for our building process. We added this just a few months back in an effort to help, I guess, with the speediness of our process. All in all, it is a pretty neat unit how it works. Landis is able to enter right here in the computer the trim piece that he is making. Little arms there in the machine tell him how to set the steel. He works it off a foot pedal, and it puts the bends as needed. Right now what he's making is what's called ridge cap. This goes to the roof of our buildings to keep obviously all the debris out at the peak. But he can make these trims in any of the colors that we offer. Also, where this is nice, if a piece of trim were to get to a job and it has a scratch or a dent, we obviously don't want to give customers secondhand material, so we're able to call Landis, tell him exactly what we need, and he's able to fire that out for us pretty quickly. Behind us here is where we stage, even if we're not using it right away, this is where we stage all of the trims for future jobs as well. The trim itself does start just as a flat stock like such. That's what he has to work with, and then he'll take it over to the machine and make it into the finished product that you see on the table. And that's our trim process. Once our materials are inspected and packaged for a job, we then load them onto one of our tractor trailers, as you see here. On this tractor trailer would be that box with all of our smaller items, our screws, nails, anything that we would need for the job. Obviously our 2x4s, our trusses, lifts if needed, our steel and trim. Everything is loaded on this one tractor trailer and set for delivery. Every job is labeled by a customer's last name and a PQS number, which you'll see on some of the materials, just to make sure that we are sending the proper materials to the job. But as you look around the yard here, you'll see numerous trucks that are loaded and set to go with different buildings. Hi, and welcome to a job site. Today the guys are building a 40 by 40 by 10. So that means our building is 40 wide, 40 long, and 10 high. Here, what's happening right now is the guys are building up our header. The boards you see running alongside of the building will be used to tie in our side steel. For our side steel, we use 28 gauge Everlast steel. For our roofing, we use 27 gauge. The areas that you see open in both the front and sides of the building are being framed out for overhead doors. I will have our crew foreman talk to you a little bit about that when we get there. With Pioneer Pole Buildings, when you are in the market for more space, the best thing to do is go online. You can actually build your building right off our website. Talk to one of our friendly inside sales reps. They'll walk you through the process. Once you're ready, the salesman will come out, talk to you a little bit about site preparation. What you see here with our site is what we require. It's a dirt level compact site. All right. So everywhere you see a post, what would happen at that point once the site is prepared is we'll send a gentleman out with an auger. He will dig a post. He will dig a hole for our post. Generally we go 3 to 4 feet deep with our holes. We'll lay one of our precasted concrete pills and then set our pressure treated posts in those holes. They then get backfilled with soil. And in some townships we have concrete requirements that have to be done as well, all in the name of safety. Speaking of safety, you'll see all of our guys are tied off. Safety is a big thing with our company. We want all our guys going home the same way they showed up. What I'm going to do here next is have you talk to Tommy Kuba, who is our foreman here in this job. Tommy's been with the company for a long time, and he's going to explain a little bit more in depth the next steps in this building.
How you doing? I'm Tom. I'm going to take you on a little walk around the job site, show you where we're at right now. Right now we're kind of in the process of finishing up the truss carriers, the headers on both of the walls. They're 2 by 12 yellow pine, and that's what our truss sits on. And the guys are finishing up with the tie blocks right now and framing in the final 2 walls. And once that's done, we're going to set trusses through this overhead door right here from back to front. What the guys are doing right here, right now, on this wall, they're installing the braces. Once they get the braces installed and nailed to the pole, they will drive wooden stakes into the ground and they'll make that wall straight with a string line, and then we'll set off of that wall there. We'll set back to front. These guys here are measuring across this front gable so that it's an exact 40 feet wide, so that we don't get to the front with our last truss and realize it's a little wider than it should be. Back here is an overhead door. Once the guys are done framing the wall, they'll frame in the overhead door just as on this wall as they'll do over here on this wall. If you take a look up at the guy up there on the wall, what he's doing right there is installing a tie block. And what the truss does is sit against that, and then we nail the truss to that. And then once it's nailed to there, a hurricane tie will be installed, and that'll reinforce it even more. Once we get the trusses set on the entire building, then we will start installing the roof purlins. And once guys are installing the roof purlins, then some guys could be working on the overhangs. And then once all that's done, we'll have guys start on roof metal. And a job of this size here usually takes about a day and a half. But this one here might take a close to 2 days because it gets an interior package also. So, and then once the interior is framed up, the customer can pour their floor afterwards, and then we can come back and install the wall liner at a later date. These guys here are getting ready to install the gable bracing on this back gable. That's where we'll start setting the trusses from, right here. Okay, these are our trusses here. They're 40 feet wide trusses, and as soon as the guys get done bracing all the walls up here on the building, we'll start setting the trusses. They're 2x6 top and bottom cord. They're manufactured out of yellow pine, and I'd say it'll take about an hour to set trusses, and once we set trusses, we'll start right on roof purlins and go right to roof metal after that. And then hopefully this project here with all the different accessories this building gets will probably be finished, I'd say, Monday afternoon.
This is our display building. Our display building was put up for customers to come in 24 hours a day to check out what a finished product would look like. In the display building, there's numerous options, starting here with our horse stall. Our horse stall obviously could be built to your dimensions, but this would just give you an idea of what a finished horse stall would look like. On our buildings as well, we offer stone veneer with many different styles, so people can come in if they want to see, what different options we have with stone veneer. We have those on display for you as well. When Pioneer builds your building, our customers have numerous options when it comes to finishing the building. When we erect your building, we can put up no insulation, so your walls would look very similar to this, just your outside steel and your wall purlins. Or some customers plan to keep, they want to heat their building, they're planning on keeping expensive equipment, et cetera, and we offer what we call our liner package, which is an R21 wall liner insulation with a 27 gauge interior liner panel. We can also offer insulation on your roof, everything from foam board to a double bubble vapor barrier, which is R2. And then we offer R38 blown-in insulation with a white liner panel as well. So if you look at this corner of the room, this is how a finished pole building in the inside could look for you. Again, that's R21 insulation on the walls, R38 blown-in insulation on the ceilings. Again, with our windows, everything will be properly flashed to give you a nice finished look there on the inside as well. What we also have on display for some people that want to see is a cupola. Cupolas are an additional feature we can offer to any of our pole buildings, so we'd like to have one of those on site as well. The other part of this process, you can come in and see how the doors and everything are installed. It gives you an idea for what headroom you'd like to have in your buildings. So all in all, with the display building, it's just to help people get a better idea of what they want and what they think they're going to need when we put up their new Pioneer building. Also on site, right next to Pioneer, is our retail division. This is called Alpine Building Supply. A lot of people don't know what Alpine is. Alpine is actually the perfect store for you do-it-yourselfers. We offer everything from shovels, hammers, nails, landscaping equipment, all the way up to building kits. So if you're interested in having a pole building, but you'd like to do it yourself, you can come in, talk to a friendly staff member here at Alpine. They can go over the options with you and sell you a complete building kit that you can erect yourself. But yeah, always feel free if you're ever in the area of Pioneer to stop in here to Alpine and check it out. It's a great store, great prices, it's organized, and everybody's always happy to help you find what you're looking for. So from all of us here at Pioneer Pole Buildings, we want to thank you for taking the time to check out our process. If you are interested in learning more about Pioneer or our pole building structures, we invite you to check us out online at www.pioneerpolebuildings.com. If you're interested in learning more about our metal roofing department, check us out online at www.pioneermetalroofing. In the meantime, we hope that you learned a little something. Again, we thank you for coming out. And if you're in the market for more space, please keep in mind Pioneer Pole Buildings. Thank you.